Okay, so using the font you want. In the font face rule, first define a name for the font. And it's gonna, it's like a variable name. You can call it whatever you want. But the examples that I like to use is I just say like my first font, my second font, and then so on. And then point to the font file. So it's basically that easy. So what you do is you have to first download this file name and put it in your directory. Then you type at FontFace. That is, instead of the HTML element, you have to use this command, a set of brackets. Then you put font family and say my first font. So you're naming the font. Then you give it a source. And then you have to, this is kind of a JavaScript command. So you put URL and in the parentheses, the exact name of the font. So then you can style elements. So if I say something like this, it's going to style all the divs to have use this font family. So let's take a look at this example. So they're using this, and star means basically they're applying this to every single thing on the web page is all going to use this font called Sensation Light, WOFF. So how do I find a font? So I've given you a link to this place where you can find all these downloadable fonts. And oh, that's not the right link. Okay, I got to fix that. Free downloadable fonts. And yes, this is how we find things. And I typically use this one, this 1001. This has everything. So let me fix that link in the document because you won't like that if it's the wrong link. And you're going to just, you could spend hours and hours looking for fun fonts. It's just ridiculous. And I think at the end of the day, there's a time and a place for some of these fonts. Like, here's the horror font. This would be fun to use for Halloween. Oh, look, there's even a Halloween font. And there's just all kinds of fun stuff. So I don't really care what you use, but just bear in mind that this is not a perfect science. Playing with this font, and sometimes you do everything correctly and the font just doesn't work, and there's nothing I can do to fix it. So let me see what calligraphy looks like, and let me pick one of these. I don't really, this one looks kind of fun. Great vibes. So I'm going to see what's in the download folder. So the first thing I'm going to do is hit download. And now when I download, notice it downloads a zip file. So in my downloads folder, what you're always going to have to do is double click, and I look inside. And what I'm looking for is the TTF file, and it'll say true type font file. And so I'm going to take this file and only this file, and I'm going to say copy, and I'm going to put it in my demo website folder. And there it is. I'm going to go ahead and paste it. Okay, and a great vibes regular. Now, there's nothing stopping you from renaming it. So what I'm going to do is just going to stop it after the S. I'm going to click off, and I'm going to kind of click on or scroll over is what I wanted to. So I just have confirmed that the type is true type font. So it's great vibes, and there are no spaces in between. So TTF is the file type. So the easiest way to do this is to now go back to W3 Schools and use an example. So I'm going to grab this font face command. I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to go ahead and go to the bottom, and I'm going to do a paste. So I'm going to leave this part. So the only thing I really have to change is this right here. I got to get, it has to match the file name. So I'm going to say great vibes, and it's a TTF, true type font file. Whoopsie. Now I need to save it. Now, nothing's going to happen until I apply it to one of my elements. So like it shows you here in W3 schools, now I have to pick an element and I have to basically say, use that font family. So I'm going to copy this because I happen to have called mine my first font. And why don't we go ahead and apply that to my H1s. So let's do a Control V. So my H1s are going to be red, centered on the page, have some gray shadow, and now their font should look different. I'm going to close this. I don't need that. I'm going to go here. I'm going to do some rearranging. And I'm going to go to my home page, and I'm going to refresh. So if I go to the top, you can see that is now applied. Let's do it again. Let's walk through it one more time, and let's apply it to our H3s because we haven't styled those yet. So to go through the process again, you're going to go to this, find a font that you want to use. So I think I'm going to pick a different category. Let's do Disney. Let's see what that is in that, if there's anything fun. Oh, that's cute. Let's download Monster. I like that. So again, it's in a zip file. Open the zip file. This is a true type font, so that's a good one. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to put it in my directory. And then here it is right here. Again, I'm going to rename it. I find I have the best luck when there's no spaces in the name of the font. So I'm going to call it Monster. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to walk through the process again. So why don't we just copy this and I'm going to paste it. So I have another FontFace command. I can have as many as I want. So this is going to be called my second font. And again, this is just a variable name. You can call it whatever I want. And the exact name of my file for that one was Monster. And it was still, again, a true type font. So I'm going to go ahead and let me apply that to my, I have one H3 heading on the home page. So I'm going to go ahead and use that there. So I pick my font family. And that looks like a mistake. I think that was supposed to be a curly bracket. And we're going to apply my second font. Okay, so I'm going to save. I'm going to go back to my home page. And I should see that change. And it does. It doesn't look very good, but it did change. So I'd like you to try that yourself. I'd like you to try downloading your own font. And I think that's where I'm going to stop for today. Thank you.